If you find yourself obsessing over past mistakes, past experiences, this video is for you. You see, a lot of us have been in situations where we made some mistakes, particular mistakes. Perhaps we have been abused when we were children. We have been betrayed by a loving partner or someone we trusted. And this feeling can cause you to be uh, resistant to growth. Why? Because you keep obsessing over those past experiences. Me per se, my life hasn't been straight. There's a couple of mistakes that I made that I'm sure that if I had not made those mistakes, I would have been wealthy. If I have not made these mistakes, I would have been someone who is very, very respected, like a bigger person in society. But here's the case: I made these mistakes, and always I found myself always moving back to look at them, always moving back to just reminisce over it. That wow, if I had not done this, if I had not done this, I find myself thinking about it now. Most of you who have been betrayed, you realize that now it tends to affect your new relationships, whether business relationships, platonic relationships, romantic, whatever. It affects it in a way because we keep reminiscing over the past. Those of us who have been traumatized by our family, by someone we really respected or someone we loved, you see that it affects your relations with other people too. Now, there are a couple of ways you can look at life, and I'm going to tell you how you can look at your mistakes and how you can rewire yourself to actually think differently. Now, listen, when you are driving, you see that in spite of wanting to get to your destination, there's a couple of obstacles that you have to avoid. Sometimes you have to make some curves. Other times you have to wait a little bit, assess the situation. Sometimes someone is crossing the road, so you have to wait. That is the same way life is. In spite of you wanting to get to your destinations, there are a couple of mistakes that you can't avoid. Because even if you knew that it was going to be a mistake, you wouldn't have done it in the first place. So far as you made that mistake, it means that you thought it was the best decision as at that time. That is the reason why we don't have to hold ourselves too strictly when we make mistakes. But the only thing we can get from mistakes is learning from it. Now, the other way of looking at life is looking at life as a straightforward road and everything falls in place. Everything works every time. So you don't have to make any mistake. Everything falls in place each and every time. Now, listen, this approach to life isn't realistic. And I'm sure that a lot of us are looking at life that way. That is why it's very difficult for us to accept mistakes. A lot of us look at life as a straight road and that things always fall in place. So when we get a setback, it affects us so much. For instance, if you start a business and it doesn't go the way you want it, you are going to be affected when you think of life that way. When you think of life as a straight journey and everything falls in place, that is when you get shocked. But today I want to let us rewire our brain. We have to rewire how we look at life and its obstacles. Sometimes you're going to have to wait. Sometimes you're going to have to maneuver your way around an obstacle. And this is when it becomes challenging. Because when do you stop and say that, okay, life has been playing out and I'm not getting what I want to. Let me wait a little bit. Let me do it this other way. Though I've been betrayed by someone, but the new person is not going to betray me. The new person does not necessarily have these qualities the old person had. You get, though I've been traumatized in my childhood, but there are a lot of experiences in life and I can do better. You see, trauma is not easy. Trauma is not easy. Yes, but when we learn to look at life as a long journey full of obstacles, full of weights, full of a whole lot of experiences, we don't take things so personally. We now start looking at life as something that is playing out, and you win some, you lose some, and in the end, all the losses or all the things that you have lost are going to be a win. Because now, if you make the mistakes, the necessary mistakes in your childhood, the necessary mistakes earlier on in your career, then when it gets to a position where you even have high stakes, you are going to be experienced and you are not going to make those mistakes. Those are all the things that we learn from our mistakes in life. Yes, that is what. So I know that it's hard. I know that it's hard. Sometimes you look at the choices you've made in life and it's like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have gotten close to these people. They ruined my life. I wished I hadn't been influenced by peer pressure. I wished I had not taken this decision. I wish I had not trusted this person so much. I wish I had gone to school. I wish like there's a whole lot of regrets when you look at the past. There's a whole lot of things you are going to regret, like a whole lot of things that are going to be that if I had known better, I would have done what is better for my life. But here I am helpless, uh, facing the decisions that I made. That is the experience a lot of people are experiencing. So sometimes you wake up in the morning and you just look at your life like, I would have been 5 years ahead of my life. I would have done better if I had made that choice. If I had, so it becomes very challenging as an individual when you want to live in the future, you want to live in the present, sorry, and think about your future, but at the same time, your past is pulling you. At the same time, your past is telling you, well, if you have done this, it would have been better. So you didn't do this. And you keep looking back. Yes. So the issue is it's very challenging for an individual to think of the past and also think of the future in the first place. Because now the past is pulling you, the future too is telling you these are the better options you can make. These are the better things you can be exposed to. Yes. I know that it's hard. For those of you who have been in relationships and you have been betrayed, you see that even maybe if the present person you are with is not someone who is disloyal or someone who is not trustworthy, you tend to project the same kind of anxiety on the person. That is what living in the past means. So much so that if you see some patterns that are very similar, I know that it's normal. You see some patterns that are very similar to the past untrustworthy person, you will now project that I'm sure you are doing this. I'm sure that is it. But listen, our experiences can affect the way we look at life. That is no brainer. Our experiences can affect the way we look at life, the way we perceive life, the way we react to stimuli and all that. Our experiences can actually affect it. So I'm not being so hard on you. I'm not telling you to forcefully push. Take your time and let go of the past. Take your time, breathe in, breathe out, and accept that, okay, I made these mistakes today. I made these mistakes last time. And it is the reason why I made these mistakes in the past. Yes, I made a couple of poor choices. And it's the reason why I've not gotten to my destination. But it's okay that I made those mistakes. It's time for me to move on. So no matter the mistakes, no matter the kind of poor decisions I made, it's time for me to move on. So I'm letting go of the past. You take deep breaths in and out, and you let go of the past. Now you start interpreting things as they come. That is what I'm trying to present to you. Interpret whatever experience you're having as they come. So if you meet someone new, in spite of it being difficult for you to not project your past experiences, you just look at the person as they are without looking at them through the lens of your past. So that if you've been hurt in your childhood years and all that, and you are afraid of humans, you look at humans as people who are capable of good, people who are capable of doing something nice, better for you, people who have your best interest at heart. Until then, you will keep projecting your past to the future, and it's going to affect how you do well. And it's going to affect how well you do in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. Have you been in situations that have traumatized you, that you've been betrayed by a loving partner, you've been betrayed by people you trusted? You've gotten into a business and you realize it was fraudulent and you've lost a lot of money that you know that you would have used the money for something better. You have taken some couple of decisions that have affected your health, your people around you. You have lost loving partners due to your bad decisions. Comment in the comment section how you feel about it and how it's making you feel. You feel free and comment in the comment section. And also, let me know how you are working towards it. Make positive affirmations for your life, how you are working towards correcting all these mistakes that you have made in the past. This is the MOED series. And thanks for watching. My name is Boachi, and I'm very glad you took your time listening to all that I had to say. And thanks for the comments in advance. Till we meet again, stay safe.